What's up, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free Major League Baseball home run prop show for Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. It helps us out a ton. If you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily $19 best bet, head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. But we will get into the home run prop action momentarily. Had a great day with the home run props on Tuesday. Managed to sniff out 5 winners, and we will do a recap of those plays in just a second. But before we get into that recap, want to remind everybody, just a disclaimer here, these plays, these home run props are very high risk, high reward. They are not plays that I recommend anybody dump your whole bankroll into. They are just plays that are meant to be there for some fun, just to have some side action or some pizza money and coffee money on the side. But again, nothing too crazy. I'm going to be giving out a lot of home run props today. You don't have to play every single play that I'm going to give out here. These are just the plays that I'm going to look at on Wednesday. Probably have a couple of bucks on them, but again, nothing too nuts. But if you are going to play any of these home run props, I recommend playing them straight up. But I do know that some people like to parlay these as well. So if you're going to do a parlay, what I recommend is any parlay that's 3 legs or more, I recommend a round robin. Yes, it's going to drive up the cost of the bet a little bit, but it gives you a safety net in case something goes wrong. So what you do is, in case if you place a 3-game parlay, you put you put $5 on a 3-game parlay, put $5 on every combination of 2 in that 3-leg parlay. So that way, if 2 out of 3 hit, instead of just having that 3-leg parlay where all of us have had that parlay that's been busted up by 1 leg, instead of getting nothing, you at least get paid on the 2 legs that you did hit. And hey, if you hit all 3 legs on that parlay, not only do you get the 3-leg parlay, but you get each combination of 2 as well for a great payday. So what was a $5 bet would be 20, but again, it would give you a safety net as well. And you can do it for even larger parlays, but obviously the price would go up. You can do a 5-leg parlay and cover all combinations of 4, 3, and 2. You can do a 5-leg parlay and cover off just the combinations of only two legs. The possibilities are endless there, but what I'm saying is the round robin definitely a thing you should give a look to if you're going to do a big home run prop parlay. But let's get into the home run prop action. We'll do the recap of the plays we did hit on Tuesday. And we started things fairly early in that matchup between the Twins and the Royals. We cashed with Byron Buxton at plus 255. Brandon Nimmo continued his tirade against right-handed pitching with another home run at plus 550. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in the same game came through for us at plus 650 for a nice winner there. Speaking of tirades against right-handed pitching, Luis Robert came through again at plus 380, and also at plus 380 for us, Mookie Betts coming through as well against the Pirates. So, again, a nice 5 winners, some nice plus money props there. If you hit on those, congratulations. And let's roll some of that forward into Wednesday's action. Now, obviously, I love interacting with you guys in the comment section. So if you want, drop your plays in the comment section below. Also, let me know, do you like the angle that I took on some of these games? Do you not like the angle? And like I said, if you have player props of your own, drop them in the comment section below. But I ask everyone, if you're going to do that, please drop them in there before the games actually start. If they're not in there before the games start, they don't help anybody. And we're trying to beat the books here as a team at Pickdawgz. 1 team, 1 goal, and that goal every single day is to get us paid, whether it's sides, money lines, spreads, totals, player props, you name it. The goal here at Pickdawgz is to make money, and I think that's what we're going to do here with these player props on Wednesday. So let's get right into it. Now, obviously, this game, this Astros and Rockies game is a little bit early. It's 2:20 Eastern. Going to try to get this video out as soon as possible, but this is my notification game. What do I mean by notification game? This is the game where you want to have an example of why you want to have notifications on. Yes, unfortunately our morning show ran a little bit long today. We had a little bit of a late start, so it did delay on when this video is released. But if you have notifications on, you get notified as soon as this video hits the website, whenever it's uploaded, and you get to watch the video, get the information, get in those picks, and get the plays in as well. And then you don't miss out. But even if you do miss out on the 2:20 game, fear not. There is a ton of other action on the board. It's just 1 game for the afternoon on Wednesday. So let's take a look at what it is. We got the Astros and the Rockies here, and I'm going to go with Kyle Tucker for a home run at plus 390. He's hitting .526, a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. Now, Chase Anderson starting for the Rockies here. Anderson has been horrendous in his last few outings. He's given up 11 home runs in his last 7 starts, an 8.7% barrel rate this season. It's going to be Kyle Tucker for a home run at plus 390. I'm also going to look at Jose Abreu at plus 540. He's hitting 412 with a pair of home runs in last week against right-handed pitching. So I'll take Jose Abreu at 540 to go yard off of Anderson as well. I also like Jose Altuve, but he is hitting just 308 with a pair of home runs against righties in the last week. But he is questionable with an oblique injury, so no official play. Or I should say, it's an official play if Altuve gets the nod here, but it wouldn't surprise me if he sits out. So that's why I don't have a graphic for that one. Now I was also looking to hit up some Rockies in this game, but JP France, he's allowed a home run in 5 of his last 7 starts. But again, nothing stands out for me with the Rockies. There are guys hitting for average and not power. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts on that game in the comments below. I was leaning towards Chris Bryant and Randall Grichuk, who have the Rockies' only home runs against right-handed pitching in the last week. And while I don't like the theory that someone is due for a home run, CJ Cron has hit 412 against righties in the last week with no home runs. So maybe CJ Cron, I'm not sure. Like I said, let me know in the comment section below. But let's get back into the official plays that we do have prices for. And we're going to go with Andy Ibanez for a home run at plus 575 for the Tigers. He's hitting 300 against lefties in the last 2 weeks with a home run and 3 extra base hits. Also a 12.7% barrel rate this season. Now he's going against Oakland's Ken Waldichuk, who has had a tendency to give up the long ball this season, even with time away from the rotation and being moved to a bit of an opener / bullpen role. Waldichuk, he's still allowed 14 home runs so far this season. I think Andy Ibanez could get him here, so I'm going to take Andy Ibanez for a home run at plus 575. I'm also leaning towards Jake Marisnick for a homer for the Tigers, but again, no price on Marisnick. Checked, he's not on any injury reports, so maybe getting a day off. But if you can find a price on Marisnick, I think it's worth a play. He's hitting 500 with a home run against lefties in the last 2 weeks. I was also leaning towards Spencer Torkelson, who's got a pair of home runs against lefties in the last 2 weeks, and Jake Rogers hitting 286 with a homer and a pair of extra base hits in the last 2 weeks against lefties as well. But we'll go to this matchup between the Phillies and the Rays. I like Randy Arozarena for a homer at plus 510. He's hitting 238, but he's got a pair of home runs in the last week against right-handed pitching, along with a 15.3% barrel rate. He's going against Taijuan Walker, who has been far less effective on the road this season. 7 of his 11 home runs allowed have come on the road for Taijuan Walker. So give me Randy Arozarena for a homer at plus 510. I also like Luke Raley for a home run. He's hitting 304 with 4 extra base hits and a pair of homers against righties in the last week. But again, I couldn't find a price on Raley either. He's not on any injury report that I'm seeing, but I still have no price for him. So if you can find a price on Luke Raley, I think he's worth a look. For the Phillies, we're going to go with the trio here. We're going to go with Nick Castellanos here at plus 480. It's likely a bullpen game here for the Rays. And with that, I'm going with Castellanos, who's hitting 300 with 6 extra base hits, including 3 homers overall in the last week. Just one of the hottest bats on the Phillies right now. So I'm going to look at Nick Castellanos at plus 480. I'm also going to look at Alec Boehm at plus 700. He's hitting 391 with a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits in the last week. So give me Alec Boehm for a homer at plus 700. And I'm also going to take Kyle Schwarber for a homer at plus 300. He's hitting 267 with a pair of home runs, 5 extra base hits. And when Schwarber, he's connecting for a decent average as well as power, he's a guy you got to watch out for. So give me Kyle Schwarber for a homer at plus 300. Now, again, I did want to make plays in this Orioles-Yankees matchup with Dean Kramer, allowing a home run in 5 straight starts and 7 home runs in that 5-start stretch against the New York Yankees head-to-head. But Randy Vasquez on the other side for the Yankees making just his second start. But Aaron Judge is the only one with any substantial success for homers in his career against Kramer. Obviously, he's not in the lineup right now, and no other Yankees are really hitting for a ton of power right now. For the O's, Adam Frazier is the only one with multiple homers against righties in the last week, but he's hitting just 235. Adley Rutschman hitting 333 with a homer, but no one else really comes to mind for me, so maybe a lean on Frazier and Rutschman in that game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But let's get back to warning. Well, warning. We got a lot more action left to go on the board here. We're gonna go with Tyler Stevenson for a home run here at plus 650. He's hitting 571 with a pair of home runs in the last week against right-handed pitching. Now, Josiah Gray gets the start for the Nationals here, and while I do like Josiah Gray's toughness and his ability to keep the Nationals in games when he starts, the reality is that Gray has struggled at home. He's allowed a home run in 4 of his last 7 starts. He's given up 2 home runs in 3 of those 4 starts, including both of his home outings. At home this season, Josiah Gray, a 5.17 ERA, 7 home runs allowed in 6 starts. So give me Tyler Stevenson for a homer at plus 650. And I'm also going to look at Spencer Steer for a home run at plus 525. He's hitting 368 with a home run in the last week against righties. So give me Spencer Steer for a homer at plus 525. For the Nationals, I'm going to switch dugouts here. I'm going to look at Lane Thomas at plus 450. He's hitting 304 with 3 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. Graham Ashcraft starting for the Reds. He has struggled with the long ball, but a lot of that has to do with pitching at Great American Ballpark. Still, he's allowed a home run in 5 of his last 6 starts, 9 total home runs in that span. So give me Lane Thomas at plus 450. And I'm also going to look at Heimer Candelario at plus 600. He's hitting 278 with 3 extra base hits, including a home run in the last week against right-handed pitching. So give me Heimer Candelario at plus 600. Now I'm going to move to this matchup between the Red Sox and the Rangers. And I like a couple of plays in this one. I'm going to go with Jarren Duran for the Red Sox here at plus 650. He's hitting 500 with 7 extra base hits, including a home run in the last week against right-handed pitching. Now, John Gray getting the start for the Rangers, and he's been solid, but he's allowed a home run in 4 of his 7 road starts this season. I think Duran could get him here. So give me Jarren Duran for a homer at plus 650. I'm also going to look at Justin Turner for a home run at plus 525. He's hitting 294 with 3 extra base hits, including a pair of home runs in the last week against righties. So give me Justin Turner for a home run at plus 525. On the other side, for the Texas Rangers, you got Leody Taveras at plus 900. I'm going to go, with Taveras. He's got this crazy ability to provide value, as you can see, especially with home runs. He's hitting 391, 4 extra base hits, including a pair of home runs in the last week against righties. Now, Brian Bayo getting the start for the Red Sox. He has stepped up his game this season, but the Rangers still a tough hitting team, even if they have been struggling, and maybe Bayo slips up here. So I'm going to go with Leody Taveras for a homer at plus 900. I'm also going to go with Adolis Garcia at plus 360. He also has a pair of home runs. 5 of his 6 hits in the last week against righties have gone for extra bases. So I'm going to take Adolis Garcia at plus 360. I'm also going to look at Jonah Heim for a home run at plus 575. He's always a threat for the Rangers. He has a home run and 3 extra base hits in the last week against righties. So give me Jonah Heim for a homer here at plus 575. Now I'm going to go to the match between the Braves and the Guardians. And, here we go. We're going to start with our normal Braves love-on segment here. Going to go with Ozzie Albies for a homer at plus 390. He's got 4 home runs, a 292 batting average with 6 extra base hits in the last week against righties. Now, Cal Quantrill, he's been getting rocked in recent starts. And in his first outing back from the injured list, he gave up 6 runs on 8 hits in 3 1/3 innings. No homers in that outing, but I think he gets rocked. I think the homers start to come in this one. This is normally a pitcher in Cal Quantrill that gives up home runs. He gave up 21 home runs last year. He's only got 7 allowed so far this season, but I think if he wasn't on the injured list, he'd be on pace to get to those numbers again. I think it could come through here. So give me Ozzie Albies for a home run at plus 390. I'm also going to look at Matt Olson for a home run at plus 200. Not a great price for Olson, but if plus 200 comes back our way, I'm not going to sneeze at it. Maybe it's a parlay piece for you, but I like Matt Olson here. He's hitting 348. 3 home runs and 5 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. So give me Matt Olson for a homer at plus 200. I'm also going to look at Ronald Acuna Jr. at plus 300. He's hitting 455 with 3 homers against righties in the last week. So give me Ronald Acuna Jr. at plus 300. Now, this is, your obligatory part of the show where we look at all the Braves that could homer here besides those guys, in Albies, Olson, and Acuna Jr. Against right-handed pitching, the Braves have just been crushing it over the last month. Michael Harris II has 3 home runs and a 286 average in the last week against righties. Sean Murphy hitting 385 with a pair of homers. Austin Riley, a pair of homers as well. I think all those guys are definitely in play. Now, on the other side, I really wanted to make a play against Michael Soroka for the Braves. He's allowed 5 home runs in his first 3 starts back in the lineup this season, including 2 homers in back-to-back starts. But as is usually the problem for me with the Guardians, I don't love any bats for power right now. My normal go-tos for the Guardians, Josh Naylor and Jose Ramirez are, again, a couple of guys that are hitting for average right now, just not necessarily for home runs. And again, I'm not one to back someone simply because they're due. So let me know in the comments if you like anyone for Cleveland in that game. But if I had to lean towards any Guardians, I'd usually lean towards Naylor and Ramirez, and this would be no different. But before we get into our last few, home run prop games of the day. I want to remind everybody, obviously the purpose of this home run prop show is to put you guys on some free home run prop winners, but it's also to highlight the benefit of using the betting tools at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Place. It's where we get the graphics from this show directly. And you can see on those graphics, they show you the player prop. They show you how often it hits, whether it's a 5-game sample size, 10 games, all games this season, after a win, after a loss, home games, away games. It shows you the player prop, shows you how often it hits, and it also shows you which book is giving you the best possible price, which is nice because if you don't have an account with that book that's giving you the best possible price, as a new customer, if you sign up, you get a sportsbook bonus on us. You get to play that best possible price with that bonus, and you also add to your advantage over the books that they can't take away from you, which is your ability to shop lines and find the best possible number. There are other betting tools on there that you can use for your benefit, like streaks tools if you like betting hot and cold streaks. There's parlay builders if you're a parlay builder. There's multiple of them. Profitable teams, profitable angles, profitable underdogs. The list goes on and on. I say every day I could probably do a show for an hour or two just highlighting possible picks and bringing in a lot of winners just using those betting tools and picking stuff out from there. But I honestly think it's in everyone's best interest to check out those betting tools, play around with them yourself because we all have different betting styles. So find one that fits you and definitely use those betting tools to your advantage because they are there for you to use. But let's get back to the home run prop action for Wednesday. We're going to go to this Twins and Royals matchup. Only one official play here. I like 2 plays in this game, but only one I had a price for. I'm going to go with Max Kepler for a home run at plus 450. He's hitting 353 with a pair of home runs in the last week against righties. Alec Marsh making his second start for Kansas City here. He gave up a pair of home runs in his debut against a tough Dodgers team. I like the way that Kepler's swinging the bat right now, so I'm going to take him to homer here at plus 450. I also like Joey Gallo, if you can get a price on him. He's hitting 333 with a home run and a pair of homers in the last week. 333 with a pair of home runs in the last week against right-handed pitching. So I'm going to take Joey Gallo if there's a price on him. I haven't seen him on any injury list, so maybe he's getting a day off. Who knows? But Joey Gallo would definitely be a play for me as well in that one. I'm also going to go with for this Blue Jays and White Sox match, but I like quite a few plays here. I'm going to go with Matt Chapman for a homer at plus 360, hitting 222 with a home run in the last week against righties, and he is only 2 for 20 in his career against Lance Lynn, but both of those hits went for home runs, and Lynn has been one of the worst pitchers in baseball in terms of giving up home runs this season. He's given up 22 home runs so far on the year, and we're only, halfway through the season. 10 home runs in his last 7 starts, including 1 home run or more in each of his last 6. 4 home runs allowed in his last 2 starts, so I'm going to take Matt Chapman for a homer at plus 360. I'm also going to look at George Springer for a homer at plus 500. He's hitting 333 with 3 extra base hits, including a home run in the last week against righties, and he has a home run in his career against Lance Lynn as well. So give me George Springer for a homer at plus 500. Now, I'm also going to go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at plus 340. He hit a home run on Tuesday, and I don't solely bet on home run props just because the guy hit one the day before, but I think that home run builds up some confidence for him. I think it could be a spark here, to really get him going as we head into the second half of the season. He's hitting 250 with a pair of home runs in the last week against righties, and a matchup with Lynn just feels like a great spot for Guerrero Jr. to be in. So you can take Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for a homer at plus 340. On the other side, for the White Sox, I'm going to go with a familiar face here on the home run prop show, Luis Robert at plus 375. He's hitting 318 with 5 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching, including 3 home runs, while Jose Barrios, who at one point looked like he was really turning things around, has allowed a home run in 3 straight starts, 5 home runs in those 3 outings, including 3 in his last start. He's also allowed 7 home runs in his last 4 starts against the White Sox. I think Robert could tag him here, so give me Luis Robert for a home run at plus 375. I'm also going to go with Eloy Jimenez for a home run at plus 375, hitting 455 with 3 extra base hits, including a home run in the last week against right-handed pitching. Also has a 346 batting average with a pair of extra base hits and a home run in his career against Barrios. So give me Eloy Jimenez for a homer at plus 375. I'm also going to look at Andrew Vaughn at plus 510. He's hitting 346 with 4 extra base hits in the last week against righties. A career 333 average with a homer and a double against Barrios. So give me Andrew Vaughn for a homer. And I'm also going to look at Andrew Benintendi at plus 850. He's hitting 370 in his career against Barrios with 4 extra base hits, including a home run. Also hitting 263 in the last week against right-handed pitching. So give me Andrew Benintendi for a homer at plus 850. Now going into our last couple of games, I'm going to go to the matchup between the Diamondbacks and the Mets, and I'm going to look at Tommy Pham for the Mets at plus 575. Really, the only Mets bat I like against the lefty right now. Pham hitting 500 with 3 extra base hits, including a pair of homers in the last 2 weeks against left-handed pitching. Tommy Henry, he's been solid for the Diamondbacks, but he's allowed a home run in 5 straight starts, 6 of his last 7 as well, and he's given up a total of 8 home runs in that 7-start stretch. Matchup Tommy versus Tommy. I like Pham here. I'm going to go with Tommy Pham for a homer at plus 575. Go to the Diamondbacks. I'm going to look at 3 of our familiar Diamondbacks we've backed on the home run prop show. Corbin Carroll for a homer at plus 450. He's starting to get back on track. I took a break off of Corbin Carroll for a little bit, but he's hitting 308 with a pair of home runs in the last week against righties. Kodai Senga, he hasn't given up a ton of home runs, but he's been far less effective on the road this season. I think Corbin Carroll could get to him here. So give me Corbin Carroll for a homer at plus 450. I'm also looking at Lourdes Gurriel Jr. at plus 480. He came through for us on Tuesday, and I like him for back-to-back homer days here, hitting 3 home runs and 4 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. So give me Lourdes Gurriel Jr. at plus 480. And I'm also going to look at Christian Walker for a homer at plus 390. Got a 200 average, 4 extra base hits, including a pair of homers in the last week against right-handed pitching as well. So give me Christian Walker for a homer at plus 390. Now on to our last game of the day, this Dodgers and Pirates matchup. I'm going to go actually fairly, heavy into this one. I'm going to take, I don't expect all these guys to hit, but heck, it would be nice if they did. But I'm going to go with Jack Suwinski for a homer for the Pirates, plus 340. He's hitting 294 with a pair of home runs in the last week against righties. Really starting to turn it around after a really, really cold month of June. Suwinski has been one of the stronger bats for the Pirates. Now that he's turning it around, may have to start keeping an eye on Suwinski. So give me a homer from Jack Suwinski at plus 340. I'm also going to look at Carlos Santana for a homer at plus 500. He's hitting 320 with 5 extra base hits, including a pair of home runs in the last week against righties. So Carlos Santana for a home run for me at plus 500. I'm also going to look at Nick Gonzalez here at plus 800. He's hitting 455 with 5 extra base hits, including a home run in the last week against right-handed pitching. Just simply a case of riding the hot bat of Gonzalez here. So give me Nick Gonzalez for a home run at plus 800. Now, on the other side for the Dodgers, just a couple of plays here. I'm going to go with Mookie Betts for a homer at plus 310. He's hitting 455 with 3 home runs and 8 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. Osvaldo Bido is getting the start for the Pirates here. He's been really hit hard in a lot of his outings this season. I think the Dodgers tee off on Bido here. So give me Mookie Betts for a homer at plus 310. And I'm also going to go with Jason Hayward for a home run at plus 700. He's hitting 478 with 5 extra base hits in the last week against righties. So I'm going to take Jason Hayward for a homer at plus 700 to close things out. But let's do a recap of the plays that we did give out on Wednesday. Like I said, we had a fair number of them. You don't have to play every single one, but I do like a lot of home run action. I think we get a lot of fireworks on Wednesday. It started with Kyle Tucker at plus 390. For the Astros, also for the Astros, Jose Abreu at plus 540. And if you can find a price on him if he ends up playing Jose Altuve for the Astros as well. For the Tigers, Andy Ibanez at plus 575. Also like Jake Marisnick, Spencer Torkelson, Jake Rogers for leans as well if you can get prices on those guys. For the Tampa Bay Rays, I like Randy Arozarena for a homer at plus 510. Also Luke Raley for a home run if you can get a price on Luke Raley. For the Philadelphia Phillies, Nick Castellanos at plus 480, Alec Boehm at plus 700, and Kyle Schwarber at plus 300. For the Cincinnati Reds, Tyler Stevenson at plus 650, and Spencer Steer at plus 525. For the Washington Nationals, Lane Thomas for a home run at plus 450. And Heimer Candelario at plus 600. For the Red Sox, you can go with Jarren Duran at plus 650. Justin Turner at plus 525. And for the Rangers, you're going to go with Leody Taveras at plus 900. Adolis Garcia at plus 360. And Jonah Heim at plus 575. For the Atlanta Braves, we're going to go with Ozzie Albies at plus 390, as well as Matt Olson at plus 200, and Ronald Acuna Jr. at plus 300. Again, also like leans on Michael Harris II, Sean Murphy, and Austin Riley as well. For the Minnesota Twins, like Max Kepler for a homer at plus 450, and if you can get a price on him, I like Joey Gallo as well. For the Toronto Blue Jays, a trio here, going to go with Matt Chapman for a homer at plus 360. George Springer for a homer at plus 500. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for a homer at plus 340. For the White Sox, a group of players here, Luis Robert at plus 375. Eloy Jimenez at plus 375. Andrew Vaughn at plus 510. And Andrew Benintendi at plus 850. For the Mets, standalone play for the Mets, Tommy Pham at plus 575. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, trio here, Corbin Carroll at plus 450. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. at plus 480. And Christian Walker at plus 390. And to close things out for the Pirates, Jack Suwinski at plus 340. Carlos Santana at plus 500. Nick Gonzalez for a homer at plus 800 for the Pirates. And for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts at plus 310. And Jason Hayward at plus 700. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Up and over 134,000 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for that. And if you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up. Really helps us out a ton. It lets me know that you guys like this home run prop content. And I'll keep doing it for you if we can get the likes there. And also make sure you have notifications turned on. So that you're the first to be in the know when the newest content drops. Today is a prime example of it. Doing our best to get this video out as early as possible, but sometimes just stuff comes up, and like I said, our morning show ran late. Some prices weren't out, but I couldn't afford to wait any longer. Wanted to get this out to you guys. But if you have notifications on, you get the notification as soon as this video drops. You can get the plays in for the afternoon action. And again, even if you don't, that's fine. Take it for next time. Get the notifications in and make sure that those are on so that you can get the newest and freshest content here at Pickdawgz. And also, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. And while you're at Pickdawgz or Sports Chat Plays, I implore everyone, check out these betting tools. I promise you, you will not regret it. They're 100% free. They're there for you to use. Any betting tools that you find won't be anywhere close to this. And even if you did find anything close to it, they're not going to be 100% free. They're not going to be giving it away to you like we are here. They are a great tool to have on your belt and something that you want to definitely make sure that you have in your back pocket when you're making your best bets for the day's action. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Let's crush the books on Wednesday.